back to the channel, guys. We are currently at Daytona SubieFest 2022. You guys probably have missed a lot since the last clip. The brake calipers needed to get rethreaded with the coilovers. I installed them, got it aligned, and we are running now at 3 degrees of camber, or almost 3 degrees of camber, and still 2.5 in the rear. Right now it's about 12:40. My run is about 1 o'clock. I'll probably try to upload some GoPro footage from the runs. My girlfriend's gonna try to get some clips of me running around the circuit. A pretty good turnout. That's the cone layout. And I will say I may have overpacked a bit, so I took this large bin, some extra coolant, chairs, and my whole garage with me, even though it's probably not necessary. But we're coming from Miami. They didn't really do a tech inspection. It was very self-tech out here. But it seems like everybody else is having a good time. No issues. A lot of Subarus. Let me see if I can show you some of the ones out here. The weirdest thing happened. I did a brake bleed after I installed the calipers, but for whatever reason, after turning on the car, slamming on the brakes, and it just went straight to the ground. We just turned on the car, let the pressure of the vacuum kind of go through, rebled the car while the car was on, and now it's super tight. The brake is working. I went with the HP Plus, and wow, these things squeal like no tomorrow. I did get recommended that the HPS ones are better for street driving. HP Plus more just track autocross oriented. Unfortunately, I don't have another set of brake pads, so I'm gonna have to wear these in just a little bit till we get back to Miami, and I'm just gonna go ahead and order a set of HPSs when we get back. It's not bad when I slow down quick, but it's just when I slow down very slowly that it is very loud.
Go ahead.
morning, guys. It's the next day after SubieFest. Had a blast. That was a lot of fun. Met a lot of cool people, got a lot of tips, saw a lot of awesome drivers, a lot of awesome Subarus. I unfortunately didn't take as many pictures and videos as I would have liked, but again, an outstanding amount of Subies that were out there. A lot of cool booths, a little bit of seminars that I went to go take a look at and watch. I did have an unfortunate event last night. All of a sudden, we drove back to our hotel here, went out for dinner last night. I did a quick little pull, nothing more than what I was doing earlier at the track. My coolant temperature spiked over 200, 220, almost reaching 230. Luckily enough, I was literally right across the street from our hotel, stopped at a 7-Eleven that's right across the street. I was able to lift the car up since I had all my tools with me. The only thing that I was able to do was I was able to fill up the coolant. I kind of let the car, idle. It was staying at a consistent like 170, didn't even need to reach 180. And it was just staying right there. So I revved up the car a little bit to like 2,000 RPMs. All the coolant from the radiator started leaking and more, and so the temperature started to spike up again. So of course, turned it off again. I was checking under the car. There was a bunch of liquid basically gushing out behind one of the fans on the radiator. I think because the temperatures were holding, there's nothing with the block that seemed to break or anything, hopefully. I had a very similar situation after a track day at West Palm. I had coolant explode in my engine bay, and it ended up being that I cracked the cylinder wall. It looks like I might be lucky in this run. One of my friends is in Orlando that's going to be able to me tow the car over to his place. I did find a Subaru shop up in Orlando called Circuit Motorsports. If it ends up being more than just a radiator leak, I'm just going to end up towing it to their shop. I've been running the stock radiator since I've had the car. My alignment guy did mention to me that it was turning to a brownish color, and that is a sign of some longevity wear and tear. Eventually want to upgrade to the Rad radiator, full aluminum. Looks like that's a very common issue with these stock radiators with the plastic ends. I'll give you guys more of an update once we get the car towed and over to my friend's house. Pretty much later that day, we got the tow to Orlando. We ended up picking up the new Rad radiator from Circuit Motorsports, and my friend was able to help me out changing out the blown one. Again, kind of happy that I brought pretty much my whole garage with me. We ended up flushing, bleeding the system, test drove the car for a little bit, and all the temperatures are pretty solid. Once we got everything put together, we took our cautious ride back home. Since that trip, we haven't really had any issues since. So I'll see you guys for the next event. She's back and ready.